If you have an upcoming trip, you're probably already thinking about what you should pack. And if you're traveling during shoulder season, or your vacation includes multiple locations with different climates, the packing process can be really daunting, especially if you're trying to go carry-on only. But the good news is that it can be done. I've taken many trips that fit this multiple climate description, and I've managed to figure out strategies that allow me to travel with only a carry-on and a backpack. Now, if you're thinking that your circumstances are different and I just can't possibly understand your situation, keep listening, because at heart, I'm an overpacker. For years, I not only checked one bag, but usually two, and before I headed to the airport, I would always have to weigh my bags because they were almost always over the weight limit. So trust me when I say I understand. In my heart, I'm still an overpacker. But after many years of baggage fees, wasting time waiting for my luggage to come out on the belt, filling out forms after my luggage was lost, and just lugging around huge, unwieldy suitcases, I finally said enough is enough, and I vowed to become carry-on only from that point forward. And I know if I was able to make the transition to travel carry-on only, I know you can do it too. So stick with me today because I'll show you the packing process and I'll share with you the tricks I've learned over many years that have allowed me to travel lightly and with carry-on only, but still be prepared for any situation. I'm going to show you exactly how I pack for a trip that involves a range of climates. These items will work whether you're going on a 2 to 3 week trip or a 3 to 4 month journey. I'll break things down into main clothing items, shoes, and other miscellaneous clothing items like pajamas and underwear. And I'll show you how I fit all the items in a carry-on size bag. And if you're interested in a video covering the toiletries, electronics, and other miscellaneous products that I bring, let me know in the comments. Also, if you like travel content like this, I'd love if you'd hit the like button and subscribe. And with that out of the way, let's get started. For clothing, I rely on layering, and I build outfits that can go from very warm days to very cold days just by varying the number of layers that I put on. I'm going to show you the actual layering process in action, but first let's talk about what the 4 layers are and what tricks I've learned that allow me to pack lightly and keep things simple. I pack 4 different layers: base, mid, top, and outer. My base layers are pants and tank tops. My mid layers are lightweight, long sleeve shirts. I prefer merino wool for these because it's great for temperature control and very lightweight. My top layers are a mix of cardigans, hoodies, and sweaters. I prefer to pack articles that keep me warm but are not bulky or heavy. Cashmere, merino wool, or lightweight hoodies are all good options. My outer layers are my coats. I make sure every coat I take can pack down pretty small, and as you'll see, I can actually layer my coats for extra warmth if needed. I know that sounds strange, but you'll see that it actually works really well. When choosing which articles of clothing to bring, I stick with neutrals for the majority of the pieces, and then I'll bring a couple of pieces of color that can mix and match with all of the neutrals that I'm packing. For me, blacks and grays work really well, but everyone is different, so feel free to pick whatever neutral palette works best for you. So how does this look in action? Well, I recently took a trip during shoulder season that included time in the Swiss Alps where it was really cold, and also time in Italy and on the French Riviera where it happened to be really hot at the time. The trip was a little over 2 weeks, and this is what I packed. 3 pair of black pants, all very comfortable and lightweight. 6 tanks. I take 6 because they don't take much room, and I feel like base layers need to be changed more often than other layers. I put the pants and tanks together in one packing cube. 3 thin, lightweight, long sleeve mid-layer pieces, plus 2 athletic hoodies that are also thin and lightweight. I put all of these things together in one packing cube. 1 V-neck sweater and 4 cardigans. The cardigans provide different amounts of warmth, from lightweight to very warm, but none of them are heavy or take up a bunch of room. I put these top layers in a packing cube of their own. And finally, my outer layers: a lightweight winter coat, a jacket, and a raincoat. I put all 3 together in one packing cube. I could have worn one of the coats on the plane if needed, and I have done that before, but if I can fit it into my luggage, I prefer to do that because then I don't have to lug a coat around everywhere. I just like to travel lightly and keep things simple. Now let's look at how you can build many different outfits with these layering pieces. But more importantly, let's look at how you can create an outfit that's great for when it's hot or really warm outside. And then by adding layering pieces, you can create different options that work for a wide range of temperatures. Let's start with outfits that work for warmer days. The first option consists of black pants and a gray tank for a warm day. And then I add a black cardigan if it's a bit cooler. The second option is the same base layer, but this time with a lightweight blue hoodie. And I just keep adding more layers if I need to accommodate cooler weather. Here I start with black pants and a black tank, and I add a mid-layer purple shirt, and if that's not warm enough, I add a gray hoodie. Or I start with a pair of black pants and a blue tank, and I add a lightweight spotted black cardigan. And if more warmth is needed, a large black open cardigan can be worn on top. If I need something that looks a bit dressier, I can start with a black turtleneck tank with black pants and add a purple V-neck for a bit of warmth. And for even more warmth, I can add my black cardigan and a small scarf. And don't forget I packed 3 coats, so I could start with black pants and a gray tank, add a lightweight black cardigan, and then top that with my jacket. If it's colder, I just keep adding layers. So here I start with a black tank and black pants, and add a gray mid-layer shirt and a blue hoodie. I can then add my winter coat to combat cold. Or I can start with the same base layer, but this time I add the purple V-neck sweater, then the gray hoodie, and finally my winter coat. And for the most severe weather, you just keep layering. I start with the all black base layer again, then I layer with my blue hoodie, and on top of that I start adding outer layers. First my jacket, and then I put my winter coat right over my jacket. And if it rains, I can even add the raincoat on top of everything. And here's another option with even more layers. Again, I start with an all black base layer of pants and a tank, add my blue mid-layer shirt, then my gray hoodie, then add the jacket, the winter coat, and finally the raincoat again. There are so many more options I can create, but hopefully this gives you a good idea about how the layering process works and how you can create different looks for different temperatures. Comfort is my primary focus when deciding which shoes to bring. Shoes take up a lot of room, so I usually wear 1 pair and I'll pack a second pair. I actually think it's important to bring 2 pairs of shoes because you'll likely be walking a lot, and if 1 pair of shoes starts to bother you, it's really important to have another option. As I said, my objective when selecting shoes is comfort. So if my trip involves a lot of being out in nature and walking, I'll likely just pick 2 pair of athletic or walking shoes. Maybe these 2 options, or these. If my trip is more of a city vacation, I might swap out one of the pair of walking shoes for a little bit dressier pair. But I will only bring shoes that are comfortable. So something like these boots, and I would wear the boots on the plane since they take more room, and pack the tennis shoes. If I might go swimming or to the beach, I'll also squeeze in a pair of flip-flops. And when packing the shoes, I put them in these shoe covers so that the dirty soles don't touch my other items. For pajamas, I try to bring items that can double for something else. I sleep in a very lightweight shirt, and I also bring leggings that can double as workout pants or can be worn as an extra layer if needed. Similarly, I have a thin but warm top layer that I can wear as a regular layering piece. These 3 pieces fit together in a small packing cube. I bring enough bras and underwear for 1 week and wash things out by hand as needed. I put these in the top of a small 2-section packing cube. As for socks, I bring a couple of short socks and a couple of longer socks, so I'm set for any weather. Merino wool extends the wear time, and they're easy to wash by hand if needed. These go into the bottom section of the packing cube that contains the undergarments in the top section. For the warmer temperatures, I'll bring a swimming suit and a pair of shorts that I can wear over my suit as workout shorts, or with a tank if it's really hot outside. Remember, it's ideal when an item of clothing can serve more than one purpose. For the colder temperatures, I bring something to cover my ears and hands, but I look for thin, lightweight options that won't take up much space. Finally, I bring a simple, very small neck scarf that can help me stay warm or dress up an outfit. All of these things go in another small packing cube, and that's it. These items have me covered for all temperatures and all conditions. And as long as I can find a laundry facility every 2 weeks or so, I could live with these items of clothing for months. So let's see how all the items fit in one carry-on suitcase. It's a little like a puzzle when deciding where to put which packing cube, but it's surprising how much you can fit in a carry-on if you have your items organized. This is one of the many reasons I love packing cubes. As you can see, everything fits, including my liquids. I'll also bring a backpack with my other toiletries, electronics, and any other odds and ends I decide to bring. And if there's any interest, I'll try to do a packing part 2 video soon that goes through all of these other items. Before ending, here are a few other things to keep in mind. Following these tips should help you succeed with carry-on only. Tip 1. Research your particular airline so you know the actual luggage limits. Look at both weight and size requirements, and to play it safe, stay within those parameters. I have several carry-ons of different sizes so that I always have the right size bag when it's time to pack. Tip 2. Make a list of everything you need and give yourself enough time to pack. If you start packing at the last minute and you haven't given yourself time to organize your thoughts and make a list, the chances are much higher that you'll overpack. You'll likely bring a lot of items that you never even use. Tip 3. As I pack, I try to remember that nobody else really cares what I'm wearing when I travel. I want to look relatively nice and put together, but do I need to dress to impress? In my opinion, no. I heard something years ago that transformed my thinking on this topic and actually made me feel much more relaxed about these things. Roughly what I heard was when you're young, you worry a lot about what people think about you. But as you get older and more mature, you stop caring so much what everybody thinks about you. And then finally, when you reach your older, wiser years, you realize that nobody was ever thinking about you in the first place. So don't stress about wearing the same sweater multiple times or not having different shoes for each of your outfits. I promise you that you'll look nice anyway, and nobody will be judging you. I hope you found this video to be useful and that it gave you the confidence you need to try packing carry-on only for your next trip, even if it involves multiple climates. If I can do it, you can do it. If you decide to give it a try, let me know in the comments how it goes. And if you like travel content like this, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. It really does help the channel. Until next time, happy travels.